Welcome to Quiz Riz. Today you're about to play the funniest quiz on YouTube, or try to guess before the timer ends. I'll ask you a question, you'll have 5 seconds to think of the answer, and then I'll reveal the hilarious punchline. These aren't your ordinary quiz questions. They're funny riddles designed to make you think, laugh, and maybe even facepalm a little. So grab a friend, keep score if you want, and let's see how many you can guess before the timer runs out. Are you ready? Let's start the funniest quiz on YouTube. Why did the orange stop? Because it ran out of juice. That was a zesty punchline. What do you call a sleeping bull who snores loudly? A bulldozer. That joke was heavy-duty funny. Why don't sharks like fast food? Because they can't catch it. That one swam right past us. What do you call a cow that just had a baby? Decaffeinated. That one had a latte humor. Why did the astronaut break up with his girlfriend? Because he needed space. That was out of this world. What do you call a snake wearing a hard hat? Boa constrictor. That one was built solid. Why don't penguins like talking to strangers at parties? Because they find it hard to break the ice. Cool punchline. What do you call a camel with no humps? Humphrey. That one had no bumps in delivery. Why was the fish blushing? Because it saw the ocean's bottom. That one made waves. What do you call a chicken that counts its eggs? A mathema-chicken. Excellent math humor. Why was the belt so good at comedy? Because it always delivered a good line. Snappy humor. What do you call a bear caught in the rain? A drizzly bear. That joke was bear-illiant. Why did the skeleton refuse dessert? Because he was stuffed. That one had no bones about it. What do you call a sleeping bag that snores? Knapsack. That joke was packed with laughs. Why was the fish so easy to weigh? Because it came with its own scales. That one tipped the funny scale. What do you call a belt with a watch on it? A waste of time. Timeless humor. Why don't oysters share their pearls? Because they're a little shellfish. That one was shiny with humor. What do you call a cow in an earthquake? A milkshake. That joke stirred things up. Why did the grape roll into the street? Because it wanted to be a traffic jam. That one spread nicely. What do you call a pig that loves karate? A pork chop. That one kicked hard. Why was the broom always tired? Because it was overswept. That joke swept me off my feet. What do you call a chicken at the North Pole? Lost. That was extremely funny. Why don't cows ever have money? Because the farmers milked them dry. That one was utterly hilarious. What do you call a dinosaur with an extensive vocabulary? A thesaurus. That joke was wordy but funny. Why was the music teacher always locked out? Because she left her keys on the piano. That joke struck the right note. What do you call an alligator who works as a detective? An investigator. That was a sharp answer. Why was the calendar nervous? Because its days were numbered. That one was timely. What do you call a kangaroo with bad manners? Roo-da-roo, that one bounced and funny. Why did the coffee file a police report? Because it got mugged. That one perked me up. What do you call a sheep who does karate? A lamb chop. That joke kicked in strong. Why was the mushroom invited to the party? Because he was a fungi to be with. That was sportacular. What do you call a cow that can play an instrument? A musician. That joke was noteworthy. Why did the melon jump into the river? Because it wanted to be a watermelon. That joke splashed in perfectly. What do you call a sleeping cow? A bulldozer. That one was farm fresh funny. Why was the stadium so hot after the game? Because all the fans left. That was a cool joke. What do you call a bear with no ears? B. That one spelled it out. Why did the computer sit in the corner? Because it needed to cool off. That one was binary funny. What do you call a fish who practices medicine? A sturgeon. That joke was a healthy one. Why did the cow cross the road? To get to the other side. Classic cow humor. What do you call a knight who's afraid to fight? Surrender. That one was battle-tested funny. Why did the farmer ride his horse to town? Because it was too heavy to carry. That one galloped in. What do you call an owl who does magic tricks? Houdini. That was enchanting. Why was the baseball stadium always cool? Because it was full of fans. That was a home run of a joke. What do you call a baby monkey? A chimp off the old block. That joke had some swing. Why was the skeleton a terrible liar? Because you could see right through him. That one rattled my funny bone. What do you call an elephant who doesn't matter? An irrelevant. That one stomped in. Why did the dog sit in the shade? Because it didn't want to be a hot dog. That one was well done. What do you call a sleeping pig? A snore sage. That one sizzled. Why was the fish such a good musician? Because it had its own scales. That joke hit all the right notes. What do you call a snowman who tells jokes? A punderful snowman. That joke melted my heart. So how many did you guess correctly? Share your score in the comments below. This is Quizrees. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon so you'll get notified every time we upload a new quiz. See you next time on Quizrees.